Yep, 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 yep.
Hey guys, this is Mark. The Finnish football show's crew are all over Europe at the moment, following Finland's opening 2 games of the Nations League, a 3-0 defeat away in Greece and a 2-0 defeat to England at Wembley. We're going to check in with the guys this episode and get their reaction and their views on what's to come for Finland. In the meantime, if you're not already wearing one of our Finnish Football Show shirts, go to the store and buy our merch. Failing that, hit our website and click the donate button as much as you can. Any donations are warmly appreciated. But for now, let's check in with the guys post-match. Thanks.
Okay, so it's post-match. We didn't get a chance to record anything at half-time because we were queuing for bathrooms. I was successful, Satu was less so. And there was no chance of getting drinks because then you can't take the drinks into the ground, so we skipped that. You can hear the sounds outside the ground now. An announcement that they're holding people in queues heading down to this tube, so we decided to stop and have a little chat. And I think, well, first of all, I predicted 2-0 to England, so I have to say it's what I expected. And I think the game was pretty much what I'd thought and perhaps hoped Finland could do. Try and frustrate England, limit them, and hope to nick something on the break. And we did it to a certain degree. I mean, England were a little bit wasteful when they had chances. Luka Radetzky had a terrific game in goal. Several good saves. I thought, particularly in the first half, that Robert Ivanov looked really solid and had a good game. And we tried to play a bit of football when we could, and breaking forward with a bit of pace, and yet not quite pulling off the right pass when it was there. And certainly in the first half, I think it was Topi Keskinen had a sort of long, mazy run, and he went from the right out to the left and could have set through to Teemu Pukki and then shot himself over, and a couple of other sort of half chances, but that was pretty much it. And I think in the second half, it was much of the same without us really creating many chances. I didn't get a chance to speak to Keke after the game, so it'll be interesting to see what he thinks about it. But Satu, how are you feeling after the game? You said what you were hoping before. It's noisy again now. It's just a different noisy. So post-match, how do you look back on it?
I think Finland was a bit boring. Like I said, we don't have a finisher. We weren't completely hopeless. I mean, we had 0-0 in half-time, and we were able to break England's game a bit, but there was no time that we were really controlling the game. We weren't playing. We weren't playing our game. We were just trying to defend and stop England scoring the whole time. We barely got out of our own half, and we're just not good enough. We don't have enough interesting, strong players at the moment, I think. That's how I feel. And but I did cheer a bit for Harry Kane's goals. I'm sorry.
So there's me and Keke being traitors by being in the Finland section, and there's Satu being a traitor for cheering Harry Kane's goals when they went in.
Yeah, I think this was one of the most surreal football matches ever, because I was in Wembley away watching Finland, and England was also like a home team for me somehow. So
you feel a connection with the...
Yeah,
with
I do feel connection to the England team as well, because we watched England play sometimes, and the players are familiar to me, maybe even more than some of the Finnish players, because they were people there that I've never even heard of in Finland teams. So, yeah,
We're looking at you, Leo Valta.
Yeah, no idea. So I was a bit torn. Like, Finland lost, England won. I'm not sure if I lost or if my team won.
I think it's personally, I'm not convinced by Benjamin Chelman up front or Freddie Jensen. I'm interested to hear what the other members of the pod say about that in general, if they have a similar opinion or if I'm missing something. That said, in future, a forward line of Keskinen, Hawkins and Ant-Man could be really exciting if we find a way to get them doing what they do best against the opponents, obviously. So let's see. I think talking with Keke, saying that it's been a tough year for the Huuhkajat and for the Huuhkajat fans, I don't know it's going to get much better during this Nations League competition, but I'm ready to be proven wrong. And let's see where things develop with Rive and the new coaching team, who haven't been together for so very long yet. And you can see changes that they're trying to implement with the starting lineup and with the style of play. Final thoughts. We saw some friends of the show on our travels today. It was nice to see Seppo in there, and lots of people that Keke was high-fiving as we were walking through the stadium. We also saw Marco and Anu from the Asukor Kloppit, so if they're listening to this as well, it was nice to hang out with them as well. Incredible experience to be in Wembley, to hear the roar when the goals went in. Just a shame we weren't able to get a goal for us and for them to hear us roar, even if we were only like 1% of the entire crowd. But fellow FFSers, I look forward to hearing what you guys think as well, and see you again on the next episode of the Finnish Football Show. This is Mark Wiltshire and
Lady S.
signing off. Thanks a lot.
Huomenta. This is Keke talking to you on the morning after the night before. England 2, Finland 0. Have to say, feeling much better this morning after I was on Sunday, after the Greece result. Some really great performances last night. Obviously, the scoreline didn't go as we'd have wanted, but I think we can take some positives. Lukas Radetsky was back to his absolute brilliant best. Arttu Hoskonen and Robert Ivanov solid at the back, especially in the first half when England were attacking the goal down the end where us Finland fans were situated. Every time England attacked, it looked like Ivanov and Hoskonen were dealing with it. Adam Stahl had his work cut out down at full back with Grealish and Anthony Gordon running at him, but he stood up well and put in a really good shift. Jari Uronen also back in the side was really good. Rasmus Schuller and Glenn Kamara. Teemu Pukki was playing well in the first half, and obviously we had that chance with Toppi Keskinen where really he needs to pass to Pukki, and who knows, we could have been celebrating. But yeah, second half, a little bit bemused. I don't know if Pukki was tired or I think we could have let Teemu have a little bit longer in the second half. Obviously, we all know what Teemu can do, but just his reputation. A lot of the English players know him and would put a bit of a seed of doubt in their mind that they know what he can do. Nothing, not to distract from Benjamin Chelman. When he came on, he did really well, but we all know that Chelman can finish. But yeah, we didn't really get the opportunity to see him get too many chances. likewise, I was a bit disappointed to see Uronen withdrawn. I thought he was doing okay, and yeah, it's easy for me to say, but second half, obviously, England got their goals, and that was that. But yeah, feeling much more positive. I think obviously the players when they came over to thank the Finland fans, and the Finland fans were in full voice for the whole 90 minutes, absolutely spot on again as usual. But yeah, the players looked a little bit dejected. Obviously, it's 2 defeats in 2 games, but honestly think that from that England performance last night, they can take some positives. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Ireland lost at home to Greece, so the next couple of games against Ireland are interesting for us. It looks like a battle between us and them to stay in League B. So yeah, onwards and upwards.
Well, by now we know the result of last night's game. England 2, Finland 0. So some people I was reading were thinking it was going to be an absolute pasting, and it certainly wasn't that. Yes, England created a lot of chances, and the second half they really took control of the game. But in the first half, Finland had some really bright moments and should have scored. Topi Keskinen had 2 really good opportunities. I think the first one, he did really well to create that opportunity. He showed us his pace. He showed us that he really likes running at defenders, and he got a good shot away. But it narrowly went past Jordan Pickford's post. The second opportunity in the second half, when Finland managed to win the ball really high up, Topi got the ball, and I was just shouting, pass it, pass it, pass it, because Teemu Pukki was free. Esri Konsa had sort of tried to close down Topi Keskinen, but by doing that, he left such an open space for Pukki. But unfortunately, Topi didn't pass to him and blasted his effort over the bar. I said at the time, I think the reason why he did that is because of what happened previously with the chance that he had, because he did so well with that first chance and was unlucky not to get it on target. I felt like his confidence was up. However, in that final moment, he just didn't quite connect with it, and Finland were to rue that missed opportunity because, yeah, as I said, England took control of the second half and Finland never really got going in that second half compared to the first half when, they actually got through England. They sort of bypassed the midfield. England, yes, they did control the midfield, but they're there to be got at. And I thought in the first half there were some nice moments, but ultimately it wasn't to be. I think Finland can definitely take positives from that game, far more positives than they can take from the Greece game. And we look forward to the return games in October.
Okay, so some positivity from the guys. More so probably than I would have expected. After 2 games, 2 defeats, 5 goals conceded, no goals scored, 2 shots on target, I think, across both of the games. So the stats don't look good. Beyond the stats, I suppose for the new coaching staff, it's been a bit of a baptism of fire. Think about 45 minutes against Greece. We played with the ball. We dominated possession. We had really good link-up play and movement. It worked. 45 minutes against England. We played without the ball. We were solid. We were tight. We were well coordinated. That also worked. In both games, in both instances, we got done by individual errors. So the ball goes under Radetsky's foot in the first game. I think Niskanen gives the ball away, just punts a ball upfield, loses possession. 2 passes later, Kane's on the edge of our box, ripping a shot into the roof of the net. And from a coaching staff, from a team perspective, those mistakes are hard to legislate against, but they happen. So with a bit more time and a bit more coordination, there are signs that this team and this coaching staff can bring in an approach that will bear fruit. And if it's going to bear fruit, it's going to have to bear fruit against the Irish because they didn't look particularly strong against either England or against Greece. That's a winnable game. and it's the next one. So yeah, let's sign off with a little bit of optimism. Oi suomi on.